Welcome back to Yildiz Readings 5D. Grab a cuppa, sit back and relax. All the information for bookings is at the end of this video. Cancer, let's have a look at your reading. Welcome back. For those of you who don't know, I'm Yildiz from Yildiz Readings 5D, and we're going to tune into your love life, singles, couples, and those of you on the fence, and then straight into the other areas of your life that are changing. Now, your cards are really beautiful, Cancer, and I know that this transit has been pretty tough pretty much since 2021. We have been going through a massive transformative portal, and we are almost out of the woods of that paradigm, but there could be that, really golden orientation energy coming through. A lot of you potentially, have not been sleeping, up late, can't go to sleep. A lot of the energy that was coming through this pretty much don't sleep 2 nights. Really sleep quite heavy the second. So you're going to find that can dissipate, and you definitely will feel more energized as we move through into this month. Now, I do feel you can be super sensitive because you are you're governed by the moon, and it's landing in the house of Aquarius. And for you, we had both Venus retrograde in Capricorn, which is your Venus house. That's really relating to your workplace, your contracts, your money, really reflecting upon how you can fine-tune those areas. And then the energy of Mercury going retrograde initially was in the house of Aquarius, and then it dipped into Capricorn. It's going to dip back into Aquarius again as it goes direct. So we can start feeling that forward momentum in those areas. For you, it does link to your 8th house, which is your deeper connections, really intimate connections. It can be tax, legacies, inheritances. But you're going to find there's a new theme coming through. And it's really like in your life, I feel you're setting the tone. You're setting the stage for this year, and you're very determined coming into it. So whatever this thought is, you're really high on the octane of your intuition. I do feel you're super sensitive. You do need to look after yourself. But I feel these changes did come from last year. And I feel it's like, a total eclipse of the heart. A lot of this was last year's energy coming through to now. So if you've been working really quite hard to get yourself back on track to where you feel you need to be, I do feel ultimately, even if you don't know 100% how it's going to go, I feel, it's making those dreams come true. It's getting to a space where you know the dream, you're working the steps out as you go, and you're really stepping into alignment of your power, and you're trying to recreate a foundation, sort of a legacy to leave behind. And it's not only directly maybe for the people around you, but it's more so for yourself inside your soul. I do feel a lot of you in the career factor, this could be bringing up fears, but it also could be bringing up some really beautiful energies that you're directly looking at your life and you're realizing what you're made of. And I think this is what, Aries and Chiron is direct at the moment. So it's helping you do such. If you did feel lackluster, like it was going to take a million years, you're going to find that this is showing you it's going to happen quicker than you think. So hold on to your hats. Now, we're going to get into singles, and then we'll move on to couples and those of you on the fence, and then the channel messages associated with all the other beautiful areas of your life. Okay, stressed, I can't state it enough. Yes, Cancer, you're very receptive to energy around you. Okay? Whatever those worries are, I do feel for those of you that are single, there can be a lot that's on your plate at the moment. So added bonus, we, had Venus retrograde, moved straight into Mercury retrograde simultaneously as it was going direct. And so you felt like you were in a washing machine. It wasn't the funnest transit. Most of you've been taking a lot of fresh steps. Some of you have been feeling you needed to let the past go. A lot of times we do have those themes refreshing in our mind, and we're feeling like we're moving into Groundhog Day. I do feel a lot of you are really letting the energies and the ghosts of girlfriends, boyfriends past go. You're seeing a different perspective in it. That doesn't mean to say that you can't reconcile with the person. It just directly means that you're making peace with circumstances and seeing it from a different octane, and realizing that some of those things you're actually carrying like dead luggage. Now, I do feel many of you are going to look super attractive this month, and I do feel that you could be attracting some eyes, and there could also be somebody who's in your mind at the moment, and I do feel this person's thinking about you quite a bit. I feel that you're, you know, you were a huge giver in the past, and I feel you have a lot to give. But I feel as you're moving up, I heard the term rank, you're moving up in your life, you're able to give so much more, but you're also practicing that self-love inside yourself. I do feel there was some regrets of what you could do, and you've been trying to sort out, for some of you it can be a financial situation. Some of you also have been seeing what you directly need inside of circumstances, so it's not really a one-sided fence any longer. I do feel some of you, if you are really trying to correct a circumstance, there's a little bit of angst to do with people actually taking from you, and I feel you're really guarded, so you are mapping and planning your future. I also feel with the amount you're giving, you have seen the yin to the yang. So when it does come to love, you definitely know what you don't want, but you definitely know what you do want. I feel at a foundation you need somebody to directly understand who you are. I feel you need that sense. And it's funny because, you know, with the South Node in Scorpio, and especially with this Mercury retrograde, not only did we dive into our value systems with love, but we're also diving into our thought processes associated with it, and our actions and words. And what I'm really seeing from the cards here is you're willing to give an arm and a leg, providing you can see it's reciprocal. And I feel in the past, potentially, maybe it wasn't. I do sense that there is going to be a brand new beginning, and you're trying to prepare so that, you know, be it you're moving into a connection, which you do have a lot of luck associated with that this year. I feel as though there's this Dutch courage coming through, especially with the North Node and Taurus. It's, you know, you're needing to be around people that are really resonating with you, and I do feel this is going to be a really social year for you. But at the same time, you want it to be both a friendship and a connection. It's a little bit like Aquarius coming through at the moment, but it does feel that it's got to tick all those boxes. I do feel for some of you there is going to be a friend that is going to introduce you to someone. For some of you, this can be through the grapevine. Others of you, it does feel through family. But you're also being cautious about who you're mixing with, because I do feel there could be subjects coming up to do with family and coming up to do with siblings at the moment that, you know, you're just being a little bit wary about. It could be a very sensitive subject. But I do feel this fancy-free kind of frequency, but ultimately I'm seeing that where you're going in life is so much larger, and there's this huge fluid energy. You know, you don't want to have to be stressing, and you don't want to have to be having this situation keeping you up at night. So the direct work that you're doing on yourself is for that benefit. I feel if anything was hurtful that did happen and this person is moving directly towards you, I feel this conversation piece is going to come up, and it's going to give you a great deal of healing, and the person's going to see how much you've changed. Try to not make any judgment on a circumstance. I'm going to pull a clarifier, because I kind of feel some of you are feeling that you need to make a decision right now. And I do feel, you know, it's okay to give it a week or two. Don't stress. Just really gauge it. Engage at the pace you want to go. I do feel some of you, yeah, just take your time with it. You know, anything that's truly yours can never be taken from you. And if you do need to pace yourself, I do feel if you're quite transparent and you're open to this person, I do feel they'll understand. Okay, those of you in a coupledom, let's see what's going on with you. Yes, has there been stress in this situation? Yes, I feel both parties here have had a lot to do. This overall has been, you know, an extremely busy time, and I do feel, Cancer, if you were actually financially doing all you could to bring the balance back, I do see this month you also could have that your partner is actually increasing their income. I also feel the intimacy within the connection is coming back, but I feel you have this understanding. There is this understanding. There's a plan that you guys forged, and I do feel ultimately there could be concerns, hey, is this going to turn out? But I feel it's more to do with you actually having faith in the process. Whatever's going, it's making room for new. I feel you're being very cautious about what you're looking at, what you're dealing with. This could be a contract to a degree. And I also feel that there could be some changes, especially for those of you that have children. I do feel there could be changes surrounding that circumstance. It could be keeping one of you up at night. But I feel whatever this is, whatever you're letting go of, it's the negativity. It's the way things used to be. It's nervous energy moving into this brand new frequency. And some of you had to let some of these wounds go, but at the same time, some of you needed to honor the emotion that was coming up, but realize that this doesn't have to be a negative thing. It can be quite an exciting thing. I do feel some of you may be looking at a holiday this year, but I also feel through the process of things, I feel this is more a long-term plan. I feel whatever you're doing, it's definitely a long-term plan. It's not for the short term. I feel ultimately there is a situation surrounding children that is changing, and definitely your creative projects do feel as though they're changing as well. But there's a concern, you know, you're kind of feeling like, is this going to be okay? And I feel within the first 2 weeks, you're there you go. It's like you're going to hear, but it's nothing you're saying. You're not saying, hey, by the way, I'm feeling really stressed about this situation. It feels you're holding it in, you know, and it's really not healthy to do such, Cancer. You know, I've got Cancer moon rising, so I know the deal. It's okay to have a bad day. Let's just put it that way. It's okay to say, you know what, this is a bit of a stressful day, but you know, I know we're going to get through it. I know it's going to be fine. I feel you've just evolved so much that the way you tackle these circumstances is just not happening the same. I do feel the chemistry between both parties here is going to become quite high this month. And you can really sense that this value, you know, it's almost like for some of you can feel this is just too good to be true. You know, ticking all the boxes, you know, calm after the storm. I do feel you're thinking about this person quite a bit. They are in your mind. Even if both parties here are quite busy and there is a lot of stress, I do feel the direct love's here, and I do feel it's going to dissipate. I do feel there may be a romantic gesture through the months. And this can kind of get your mind off the stress, which I think is good. Okay, those of you on the fence. Those of you that are on the fence, I do feel that there's, for some reason I'm sensing a secret. I feel this could be on your side, it could be on the other person's side, but I feel there's a secret here. I feel you're holding it quite close to your chest. I do feel for some of you, you've kind of realised over the last few months that, you know, this has been a downward spiral. I feel some of you are actually looking at simplifying life, but also knowing that this conversation has to happen. I do feel some of you can renegotiate it. And if there are triggers that come up in a jealousy sense, you know, just really pause, because I feel for some of you, this can more be external issues and potentially this could be rectified. Others of you, it can feel as though you're concerned about losing financially. But you also know if you stay stagnant, it's not going to do anything either. So you're kind of at a crossroad. There is this crossroad. Pay attention to your emotions, I would say, in the first 2 weeks. But also look at the bigger picture of your dream, because I'm saying it's almost calling you, you know. You're kind of fretful that, you know, you'll luck out and, you know, things won't be the same. There is a change. But at the same time, I do feel it's really about the bigger picture of, you know, can it be maintained, and can you overall see yourself doing that for another 10 years? And so if the answer's even a yeah, you know, if the answer's no, I feel this pressure moving into the month of February is asking you to actually directly look at it, especially if it's keeping you up at night and you're dreaming the dream, not living the dream. We're actually making these major decisions this month to actually step in alignment to actually achieve these things so that we can turn this path back in the upright and get back on track. But I do feel whatever is going down this month is going to be major. I do feel for some of you, you're going to have a lot of success surrounding transitions. Now, you may not feel it as we move into the month, but rest assured, some of these circumstances are going to prove to you that you can really go above and beyond. And even if you feel, you know, you're really gentle, You could feel like you're going to do it. It's going to be done. I do feel ultimately you're going to have success. Some of you can tie up loose ends financially, and anything that's old is being replaced. This can be the things that you directly earn to increase your value. Either your income increasing. I'm also seeing some of you actually paying a debt off. I do feel ultimately, whatever you're securing in your contract sense, be it you are directly trading, and again, I can't give you legal advice, I'm giving you psychic intuition, okay? I sense that you're definitely on the ball with it, Cancer. You're definitely planning for a future. You know how you want to A, live, B, retire. You know, you're getting your ducks in a row. You haven't, you know, you're not letting it hold you back. And I feel it could be due to a bunch of circumstances. It's almost like for the last few years you've been in that recovery momentum zone. I also feel if some of you have been shying away from maybe doing a creative project, you're almost saying to yourself, just keep going, you know, have faith in the process. I feel you're having convictions in your dreams. And I feel that you're trying to get everything, even though you could potentially be scared. I just see you actually doing this. I do see you knowing psychologically and physically if you take the steps, and challenge that fear, even if it feels like a heck of a challenge. I do feel ultimately you're going to be able to address it. I do feel that you need to keep quite fluid, especially for those of you in connections. And when I say fluid, for the first 2 weeks, it could be iffy to actually really knuckle down on plans. So, if something needs to be cancelled, not taking it personal and actually being open to rescheduling and change. I do feel ultimately, again, I'm sensing that your superiors are going to see you in a higher octane. You are going to have a lot more friends, but they can be coming and going in. And your style in your friendship groups is actually changing at the minute. It can be that you are actually wanting to socialise a little bit more than you had before. But again, I do see you being extremely selective with the people that you directly are mixing with. Whatever you've been meditating on, if you've been having headaches, lack of sleep, like I said, I do really strongly believe, as we do have Mercury go direct, I do feel you're going to be able to rest. Anything else I see for you? I do feel there's some gossip coming from the past. Again, I am seeing it could be relating to family. And I'm also hearing be very intuitive when it does come to who you can trust. I feel we always do tend to know. So, if you're really guarded and you're being cautious about what you're doing, just continue doing what you're doing. Because I do feel there's an energy, a person here that you're actually watching. There is a little bit of jealousy that is kind of cast your way, but it's nothing that's going to directly affect you. I feel your intuition will guide you well. I will see you during the month. I do feel, yet again, your finances are going to increase. Love and light. I'll see you for the twin flame updates, and I wish you the very best. This reading does look absolutely fantastic. Take care, Cancer. If you haven't clicked the bell and subscribed, I'd love to see you. Come date me, as I say, on YouTube. And for 2022, we have a lot more new content. Romance reads, twin flame updates. Yes, we have the Members Hub online, so come through and join us. And giveaways. Very separately, 2 channels being launched, as well as the membership hub on my website. So please click the bell. I'll see you soon, and come and join us for the lives and the super chats. Any questions, DM me.